Hello everyone, welcome back to Last to Know. I'm Yang Jin. Today I'm gonna give you a step-by-step guidance out of a karmic relationship. First, what is a karmic relationship? It is a relationship you know you shouldn't be in but cannot get out. Even nobody physically forces you. It causes you a lot of pain. It gives you tons of anxieties. It sucks the life force out of you. You completely lose yourself while you're in it. And when people around you ask you, why don't you just leave? Only you know it feels like there is an invisible force trapping you in this relationship. So from other people's point of view, you seem to have a choice to leave, but only you know you don't. This is the difference between a normal bad relationship and a karmic relationship, which is no matter what you try, you cannot leave. Even nobody physically traps you in there. A karmic relationship is very powerful. It is an energy field that cannot be destroyed easily. This means even you force yourself to cut off contact with this person, this energy field still has an impact on you. You cannot stop thinking about them, checking on their social media, stalking their life online. And when you try to stop thinking about them, you realize it is not that easy to do. A karmic relationship like this can be very destructive to our well-being if not treated carefully. But at the same time, it is so common. This is why I think it's so important to share with you my personal experience, how I get out of a karmic relationship without being destroyed by it, but learning a great lesson and changing my life in the best way possible. In this video, I'm going to take romantic karmic relationships as examples. But before we get started, I want to give you a warning. The following tips only work if the karmic relationship is not life-threatening, is not causing irreversible damage to your life. If it is life-threatening, forget about this video. You should leave immediately. Why do karmic relationships happen to us? When you're deep in a karmic relationship, when you're feeling all the pain and see no way out, you may ask yourself so many times, why? Why does it happen to me? Why can other people be in happy relationships but not me? You may start to feel that this experience is a punishment to you. But the truth is, the purpose of a karmic relationship is for you to learn an important life lesson, to change your core beliefs, to change how you interact with other people, to change how you see yourself and how you treat yourself, so that you can finally reach your life goal, which is to experience love. In other words, you want to love and you want to be loved. But there are some blocks inside of you have been preventing you from experiencing love. So a karmic relationship is here to shake your core, break you into pieces, so that you can remove these blocks inside of you. You may also wonder, okay, I understand it, but does it have to be this painful? My friend, this is because you're so stubborn. If you're not hurt on this level, there is no way for you to change your pattern. there is no way for you to raise your awareness so that you can see yourself so clearly. The pain level you feel matches your stubbornness, matches how much you're unwilling to change. So you can say at the end of the day, it is you who causes all the pain. It's not your karmic relationships. So the purpose of a karmic relationship is not for you to end up being with this person. You two may end up together, but this will only happen when two parties have learned their lessons. Do not make being with them your goal, or else you will be so miserable. You cannot control their lesson learning process. In fact, you can barely control yours. So focusing on your own lesson will give you a greater sense of stability and control in a karmic relationship. Before we talk about what we should do in karmic relationships, let's talk about what we shouldn't do first. Don't see it as a punishment. A karmic relationship is not a punishment to you. I'm gonna say this again. A karmic relationship is not a punishment to you. It will be one of the biggest challenges in your life. It carries a lot of energy. It has the power to change your life, to change who you are as a person. But you can decide which direction these changes are going, meaning you can ride this energy to level up, to grow bigger, or you can let it ruin your life. Karmic relationships are like all the powerful things in this world. They are double-edged swords. Their nature is neutral. It depends on how you use it and how you define it. So if you think, oh, it's a punishment to me, what you're doing is you're giving it a definition. You're guiding this neutral energy to a direction. So, as time goes on, this relationship will feel more and more like a punishment to you. So, if you understand this man's side, theoretically, you may ask, but how to practice this in real life? When they are doing awful things to me, when they trigger the deepest wounds inside of me, it is so hard not to see everything as a punishment to me. This question leads to another not to do in a karmic relationship. Don't focus on them, focus on yourself. If you can only take one piece of advice from this video, let it be this one. If you focus on them, you may not be able to get out of this karmic relationship. Because by focusing on them, you are leaking your valuable energy that you could have used to get out of this relationship. This is the most common mistake I see people make in karmic relationships. I know it is hard not to focus on them, especially in a romantic setting. There is a drawn to them. At the beginning, you focus on the chemistry, the passion, and later it is how they hurt you, how they do you wrong. I notice people start to pay way too much attention to their partner when the relationship starts to get painful and toxic. This is when our obsession starts to grow. It is very counterintuitive, right? Why, when they start to hurt us, do we not run away, but double down on our attention? It is the resentment, the anger, the disappointment that make us ruminate over their behavior. My friend, what I want to tell you is you get nothing from being an expert of knowing what an awful person they are. Idealizing them and hating them are two sides of the same coin of obsession. This is why we see this so often in our daily life. Our friend spent the whole afternoon complaining about their partner, convincing that they are going to break up with them, and then goes back home, nothing happens, life goes on. So, hating on a person and ruminating over their behavior will not help you leave this relationship. Another thing I do not recommend you to do is to find another person to replace them before you're completely over them. If it is a normal bad relationship, starting another relationship may help. However, a karmic relationship is not like any other relationships. You cannot get over with it easily. You may think, wow, this is because they're so special to me that nobody can replace them, right? No, that's not the reason. It is because you haven't learned your lesson yet. So, your bond with your karmic partner cannot be broken. In other words, the only way to get out of a karmic relationship is you learning your lesson. You cannot escape. You cannot run away. If you don't learn your lesson, break up with your karmic partner and start another relationship, two things will happen. One, this new relationship will not work out. At some point, you will start to miss your karmic partner. And if at the same time they also miss you, you will get back together. And the same old pain will come back all over again. Another possibility is you never go back to your karmic partner. But since you haven't learned your lesson yet, you will have the same problem with your next partner. The pain keeps going. So if you realize the whole point is for you to learn this lesson, if it is not with this person, it is with the next person. Running away is a waste of time and energy, and you will hurt other people by using them to distract you from your karmic partner, which will add more burden to your psyche. Why don't you just stick with one person and learn it all? There's no way to escape the pain anyways. However, I need to put another warning here. This advice of not replacing them only works when the pain is manageable. The relationship is not life-threatening to you. It is not causing some irreversible damage to your life. If it is life-threatening, you should definitely prioritize leaving and getting help. We should try to find out what the lesson is. Since we are here to learn our lesson, we should prioritize figuring out what this lesson is. But when I say a lesson, I'm actually oversimplifying it. Usually it is a series of lessons. They may have a big theme like learning about self-love. And under this big theme, there are many subjects like how to set boundaries, how to ask for help, how to be more vulnerable, and so on. It is not easy to figure out what these lessons are. The process of figuring them out is a process of deep self-exploration. Okay, you may have some clues about what they are because it will not be the first time you're having these problems in a relationship. You may already have them with your families, your friends, your coworkers, but they're just not as intense as it is in your karmic relationships. For example, in my karmic relationship, it involved a third party, meaning while this person is dating me, he is also secretly dating another person whom I found out about. This made me have to face my jealousy. I used to think I never had to feel jealous. Because in my previous relationships, whenever there was a third party, I would just leave. In fact, I unconsciously chose to be with people I didn't like that much, so that I didn't have to feel jealous. But in this karmic relationship, I had a strong sense of possessiveness and obsession over this person. I couldn't just leave easily. So I felt the strongest sense of jealousy. There is no way I can avoid it anymore. So the process of me learning my lesson in my karmic relationship is complicated, but to summarize it, it has something to do with my ego. I used to have a big ego as my protection. Like, I'm the queen. I'm better than anyone else. If you choose other people over me, it is your loss, not mine. This ego made me seem to be strong, but it made me unable to be in touch with my vulnerable self. I was unable to feel any vulnerable feelings like jealousy. So this karmic relationship basically burned down my ego and made me able to be in touch with my most vulnerable self. So the process of figuring out these lessons and learning these lessons is a very complicated process. I highly recommend you to ask for help. If you can find someone accompany you along the way, you will find this process much easier and less lonely. But if you cannot find anyone, I highly recommend you to keep a diary. Keep track of your lesson learning process and pay attention to your dreams. Our dreams are valuable resources for us to know more about ourselves. The sign that you have found the right lessons and you have learned them is that your karmic relationship has less and less pull on you. It's less and less hurtful. You feel less and less anxious when they do you wrong, when they don't meet your expectations. It doesn't consume you that much anymore. And you find yourself start to have energy to do other things. And when you finally feel ready to leave with gratitude without resentment, this is when you know you have graduated. Focus on yourself. Focusing on yourself is the only way you can get out of a karmic relationship. You are not here to fix others. You are here to know more about yourself. The more focus you put on yourself, the faster you can get out of this relationship. But in reality, this is very hard to practice. I think the reasons why we get into these karmic relationships are very similar. We want to be loved. We have a hole in our heart that we want the other person to fill it. However, when this person not only doesn't feel it, but tears it apart, makes it bigger, it is even harder for us to focus on ourselves when we are in pieces. The only way I can think about to focus on yourself to get out of this situation is to give up any form of hope. Hope that they will change. Hope that they will love you in the way you deserve. Because if there is any hope left in your heart, you cannot stop paying attention to their behavior, checking on them to see if they have changed or not. This waiting will be endless. It will drain all of your energy. So, my friend, give up hope, give up any form of expectations. What they have shown you is everything they have. Nobody will come to save you. You only have yourself. You need to pour all you have into yourself, or this karmic relationship will tear you apart. This is the main side that really helped me. I hope it will help you as well. Be patient. You can never get out of a karmic relationship fast enough. You will always feel like you have been stuck in it for too long. Without patience, you will not only suffer from the pain from this relationship, but also from your self-blame. It is going to be hell. So, patience is very important while you're deep in a karmic relationship. It takes a lot of time and energy to get out of a karmic relationship. It's normal that you spend that much time and energy in it. And if you follow all the steps in this video, the time you spent in this relationship is totally worth it. See it this way. By being with this person, you get this rare opportunity to explore yourself deeply. They are a bright mirror for you to see yourself clearly. Yes, the process is very painful, but after you have learned these lessons, you never have to experience this level of pain anymore for the rest of your life. Isn't it worth it? A karmic relationship is an opportunity for you to break out of toxic patterns that have been causing you pain for a long time, once for all. So I think all this time you spent on exploration, figuring things out, is not a waste. So be patient, be kind to yourself. At the end of this video, I want to say, I know this is one of the hardest times of your life. You're so lost and isolated. I have been there as well. The fact that you're watching this video, you have watched this to the end, is a proof that you're trying, you're growing, you're learning. It takes time. I believe in you and I trust you that you will definitely get out one day. Thanks for watching. I truly hope that this video will give you any form of help. See you next time.